Hello everybody, I'm Cherish.
And I'm Joy.
And we're
Twosicals Musicals.
Yay! And it's been a while since our last show.
Mm-hmm.
But in true Twosicals Musicals fashion, we always like double time it.
We make up for
We
it.
make up for it. And we had a 2-show day yesterday. Yay! And actually it wasn't supposed to be a 2-show day. It was really a 1-show day, but then I won the lottery to see Shucked, which is very exciting because it was on our list to go see for, since
we heard about
it, and we're very excited to go see it. And then I just put in for the lottery, and if I get it, great. If I don't, it's whatever. Mm-hmm. But we were planning on seeing it anyway, but we happened to get it, so even better. So we were in. So they had a digital ticket. Let me go back. So Shucked is at the Needleland Theater.
Not a new theater for us.
No, not a new theater. We've been
there for rent.
That's what. Oh my god, it's kind of fun because I'm like, that's what our first Broadway show was at the Needleland there.
We've been there for rent. Disaster.
Pretty Woman.
And now
War Paint.
Whoa.
Paint, Pretty Woman.
And
so
yeah.
Wow, it doesn't even seem like we've been there so many times. You know what? It's we space it out.
Mm-hmm. It's always like a few years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things don't go into the Needlelander, so
it is a big theater to fill.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, like a lot of shows, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's kind of like the forgotten theater.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's off. It's like on 40. It's on 42nd or first. First, and like it's kind of behind everything.
It is
behind like Times Square, so it's like behind Aladdin's like side.
Yeah, because it like kind of starts Times Square a bit.
So it's not one of the theaters you see,
right?
Walking down like 8th Avenue, Broadway, or anything like that. Yeah. So you kind of forget about it. So
yeah, but yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were in mezzanine. We were in row F. We had seats 29 and 27, I believe. Mm-hmm. And those are good seats. Mm-hmm. Those are good seats. Because like Joy said, it's not a small theater. It's kind of large. And we had great vantage. I would say that the row F, though, the way the Needlelander is set up is it's used as like an aisle to get other people into their rows. Mm-hmm. So just an FYI. But that also means that you have a lot of legroom.
Yeah, and we had an aisle seat.
And we had the aisle seat. So, yeah, and it was pretty unobstructed. And the nature of Shucked, there aren't a lot of moving pieces, and they're pretty down and center or up. Mm-hmm. So we had a great view of the show. Yeah.
I always like to be a little closer just so I can see faces. Mm. I have a hard time seeing faces, so it's just kind of like, for me. But I thought it was good. I thought we could see.
Right.
So I wasn't complaining. We've had some pretty partial view.
Right. And for a lottery, I was, you kind of hold your breath when you get a lottery because you don't know what type of seat you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. But this was a nice surprise. So yeah.
If anyone's wondering what Shucked's about, which Shucked is kind of funny with their marketing. It's just like, it's a musical about corn, and you're just like, corn? Okay, like, what about corn?
Right.
Like, and I guess there's so many different ways you could go,
right.
with just being corn. But it's a pretty straightforward storytelling. Like, it definitely, like, the story of Shucked kind of reminds me of, like, when you're like writing plot books, you're called to respond.
Like, here's our hero.
Yeah,
they get their call to action. Is either by choice or like they don't have a choice, and then they go off on their journey, and then they bring their knowledge back, and then sometimes there's love, and then they get saved.
False hope,
right,
and all of that. And so it just kind of gave.
It does.
It's very like when the book of Shucked is very much a book. Like you can, you know, there's nothing crazy. You're not gonna be like, whoa, like what's going on? It's very straightforward. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I have to say, like Today Ticks, if you read I remember reading the description of Shucked, because they give a pretty good description of it, and I was like, and I remember just like laughing at it, and you know, it's marketed as probably like it's the funniest shows like ever, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It was okay.
It was just okay for us.
There's another review that says Shucked is corny. Obviously pretty good.
Corny's a pretty good, yeah. And corny can be good.
Yeah,
and
yes,
I think corny works for Shucked. I think what it's doing works for it. I just didn't particularly love it.
It was not funny. At least not to us.
Not to us.
I mean, we've laughed more at other shows that weren't billed as like the most funniest shows in the world.
So like, is it the book writer? Is it the book writer for Shucked? Is the book writer for Tootsie, right? Yeah.
That's surprising.
That's very surprising because I thought Tootsie was more funny. Like I actually hee ha ha cracked up, like bent over laughing, still thinking about it.
Right.
Days later laughing about Tootsie, wanted to go back.
Right. So Tootsie, you know, people have their issues with like Tootsie, understand that, we get it. But also, Tootsie had one of the best books that I have ever heard.
One of the
in
best
a musical. Like I just like being like, oh wow. And then you hear people talking about Tootsie's music like, oh, it's like forgettable and stuff like that. I don't know. I could still bop to some Tootsie songs. Like I could still hear them in my head. Like I have like, you know, I don't see that for Shucked. I have one song.
And then I also think about the show in itself, like the book in and of itself,
right.
which I thought was funny.
Right.
You know, and musical comedies, I feel like have a hard time on Broadway after like the producers and things like that. The producers is probably one of the funniest like musicals like ever.
I'm thinking
like,
Spamalot.
Spamalot's very funny.
Like Book of Mormon.
Young Frankenstein, Book of Mormon. Musical comedies that we've seen, Book of Mormon, we laughed at that ridiculousness. And I told Church, I said, Shucked reminds me of an animated like adult show, right? But on the stage.
And we were saying Shucked would work great if it were on TV and we got to be in Cobb County for like 30 minutes.
For like 16 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, like
versus a 2+ hour.
So the show is very much about like wordplay and like.
That's basically what the humor is.
The humor is in the wordplay, which very clever.
Yes.
As a writer myself, I'm like, oh, that's actually very clever. But was it guts and funny for me? No. I just thought
it had its moments.
Yeah, it had its moments.
Yeah,
I just thought it was clever.
Yeah,
it was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Like there was a joke like as the lazy dentist said, not dentist. Yeah. Well, no, what do they call people who do braces? They dentists? Or they orthodontists.
Orthodontist.
Yeah, as a lazy orthodontist said, brace yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or it was a joke about unsolved mysteries just being mysteries. Like, yes, funny. And then there's a character called Peanut. He goes off on these like, they were like, what do you think? And he's like, I think, and he'll go off into something and, you know, it'll be like joke after joke after like pun after pun after pun after pun after pun, you know, basically. And they'd be like, it's kind of funny. But yeah, it was not black and funny.
Yeah, I thought Peanut, which is played by Kevin Calhoun, I thought like his character was probably one of the funnier characters in the show. But I also thought that some of his jokes were kind of beating a dead horse.
You know what it was? Well, the part we were talking about, when he'd be like, I think, and he would say what he thinks, and he had his little jokes. That part was funny. But they don't really like address it, but he's clearly like homosexual. He's clearly like gay, and he has like repressed, I don't know, like I guess like sexual like urges. So when he does those things, it's kind of like, and I'm not like a pearl clutcher when it comes to that. I'm not like a prude or anything like that, but after a while I was kind of like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. Oh, we didn't even say what Shucked was about, really.
Shucked is about Maisie. She lives in a town called Cobb County, which is kind of like not a hidden town, but it's very like secured by like the high luxurious corn that they grow, and it's kind of like segregated in that sense. And on the day of her wedding, the corn dies, and so she's off to find someone to help bring the corn back because her town depends on it.
Yeah, and she's a small town girl, so she's not very like worldly, and she's you know, and she finds a con man. He was at the time posing as a corn doctor or a podiatrist, and this, you know, she's never left Cobb County before, and she sees corn doctors, so he has to be able to help. He's also in it for his own, you know, comes back to Cobb County with his own
agenda. So yeah,
more or less. She
a
like
lot of misunderstandings, a lot of like, you know.
And the corn is this town's bread and butter, you guys. So like they gotta get this corn together. Like, she's cousins with Alex Newell's character Lulu, and Lulu is which I love Alex's character, by the way. She's Lulu's
cousin, and then she makes whiskey.
Yeah, she owns like a whiskey company. She's an entrepreneur. She's a business lady. She's a boss lady.
She's independently owned.
Yeah, she's independently owned. Best number in the show. Iris, personally, for me, that's my best number. And Alex gets, I wouldn't exactly call it a standing ovation. Some people got up, but, you know, gets a nice hearty, like, applause and things like that.
Sustained.
Yeah. Basically, Maisie saves the day. Yeah. And the show is ushered along by two storytellers who, that's also one of my favorite, like...
Gray cannot get out of that storytelling thing.
No,
that
he can't.
in Mean Girls too,
He
Damien.
Does. He does. His character was actually very Damien-like, like really. I mean, yeah, yeah. And there's a nice, what I liked about the storytellers is like they're like little twist at the end. I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't see it going that way. I didn't see it coming at all. So when it happened, I said, oh, all right.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. I don't know. We didn't love it. I'm very, very surprised. No, we didn't love it. Not that we didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna like love it.
I just was prepared for this to be our new personality, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be.
No, I thought I would still be like laughing about it.
Right, like
you know, like
we haven't talked about it much since we saw it, and that was our first show yesterday. And we didn't really talk about it.
I know, I feel a little bad.
Yeah, not honestly. If you're curious, go see it. Is it? I would never tell anyone not to go see a show. I definitely think people obviously love it. It's getting great reviews.
People loved it. People like around us was like, I felt like I was like, oh man, there's something wrong with us because we weren't having the same
like experience.
Experience. Like
I chuckled, and stuff, but and
like to me, if you wanted to see something funny on Broadway right now, and if you were to ask me, I would say go see Peter Pan Goes Wrong.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Go see the show that goes wrong.
Yeah.
To me, that's hilarious. You know what I think the show didn't quite get for me? Enough physical comedy. It was so much wordplay.
Yeah, it was.
And I just imagine like someone, and that's not, you know, me, like people who have slower processing times, like that's a lot of like stuff to like take in. Like, I imagine they might miss some stuff, and maybe a few physical gags could have helped.
Because there weren't also a lot of like big numbers in the show to like kind of like make up for like the book either. You know what I mean? Like there was not enough like big numbers to kind of like razzle dazzle us. Like,
although there was a number in Act 2 when they kind of put together all the numbers.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty good.
That was cool.
The number that all the guys did together.
Yes, that was cool. Like the little time lapse one, like before the wedding. Like the bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like / plan to like derail the wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was funny. Yeah. I did like the song Friends that Alex and homegirl Caroline, I think her name is Caroline, who plays
Catherine?
Who plays Maisie. Is it Catherine? Who plays Maisie? Maisie. Caroline.
I said Catherine.
Yeah, Caroline Biegler. Very German last name. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I did like that song.
That was a good number as well.
Yeah, I thought the music was pretty okay. Yeah. You know, it was they call it country music. I mean, people sang with a twang, but I wouldn't call it like a country musical.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah.
You know,
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, man.
Yeah.
People sang with a twang, but it wasn't like. I mean, like, I think the most country song was the song that Bo had.
Oh my God, Bo is played by what's his name?
Andrew Duran.
He is. We were like, wait, was he an Earl at some point? Because like that definitely was like the Earlest of Earl numbers. He's a nicer guy than Earl, I would say.
Very nice.
Yeah, not Earl as in like
behavior.
Yeah, not like that, but like the style of the song.
Yeah. No, he had a good song. A good song, and I thought it was pretty good.
And he got a nice applause too after his song.
Mm-hmm. He has range. He was in Ink, Head Over Heels, War Horse, and Spring Awakening. That's range.
Whoa,
that is some range.
That is.
You know. So yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
I felt like there was something else. I put Bo's Earl numbers, standout performances.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. You guys, you want a story? I'm going to be super quick. So, we're in Shucked. Shucked actually flashes lights to let you know the show is going to begin soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and then the start of the show, like come in close, now it's time. Like that is built into the show as like kind of like a radio station. You can hear it on like the album if you listen to it. Basically, and they tell you to turn off your phones and whatever. And so that happens. The show's starting. It's great. I'm looking at the stage, and the people in front of us, the woman, she takes out her phone and she starts filming. Like, and I mean like filming the show. This lady starts switching apps to get her footage into the different places. And at first, now I will watch a bootleg, you know what I mean, on YouTube. I'm going to say, right? We've seen bootlegs on YouTube and little clips of things. Okay. Now, I was willing to let her get her little whatever she needed, but it was distracting. I feel like there's a way, if you're going to do that, you need to sit not in front of people. You need to hold your phone down. I mean, it was up, it was in, and it was like physically like obstructing my view, like her phone and her arm, like of the stage. So I was like, oh man. And then I thought it was going to end. Like, I was like, she's going to film the whole show?
Or if you're going to film, you have to have your brightness turned down.
Oh my heavens to Betsy. It was like bananas. So then
I kept asking Chad, I was like, should I say something?
Right. And then I was like, no. But then she started switching apps, and I was like, oh, this is going to get out of hand. So I just leaned in, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and I was like, can you please stop filming? And she looked back at me, didn't look happy, whatever. And then she started talking to the man she was with, and she put her phone away, and then I wouldn't even say a minute passed. And his phone goes up, and then he starts filming for her. I was like, really? And then he stopped. He didn't film as long. But I was really, like, really, really close to getting, like, an usher. And I was really surprised that an usher didn't, like, see. Now, about close to intermission, the usher, I guess they did their walk or whatever. Usher came down. He told somebody, like, right at the front of the mez to move something off of the railing, I guess. And then he walks back up and he tells the guy in front of us to put away his phone because he was like checking emails and messages and social medias like the whole time, the whole show. Like, why come to a show if you're going to do that? And like to put his phone away. And he did. And then at intermission, they got up. They looked at us. I think they wanted to say something, but they didn't say anything. And they left. And they never came back.
Yeah.
So.
Then the guy next to them and his son were on their phones.
Oh my gosh.
And this boy is like 12 years old. I'm like, what are you doing? You're 12 years old. You have no responsibilities. Are you on call at a hospital? Like, why are you on your phone? Like, you shouldn't have emails to check. It's a Saturday. I was so confused. He's 12 years old. Like, I just was so confused. Like, I just can't imagine going to a show, paying that money to just waste it looking at my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, that was our little story time.
Yeah.
But Shuck does have great merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
I love a hoodie. I think if it would have been winter, I for sure would have bought a hoodie. I'm not even joking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have gotten a hoodie. And I just couldn't rationalize it now because it's getting summer, even though I know I can wear it when it comes back.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they have a special. If you buy a t-shirt, you get a bag.
And it says Shuck.
And it says Shuck. It's quite cute.
It's like a little, like, burlap sack
Yeah.
kind of bag. And they call it the Cobb County General Store.
Yeah. So there's that.
I do like the Nederlander for how their merch things are set up.
Yeah.
I do like that.
And
They have several options for shirts.
yeah, but this is the one we went with.
Isn't it cute?
It's great.
It's cute. Like,
Now, we don't like a white shirt, but this is a nice white shirt.
it's a nicer shirt. It's
But
like
you know why
cream.
we like it, though? Because whenever we tell the merch people to bring this back, to bring this around, yeah, and they listen.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Look at our impact, Joy.
Yeah. Because my Bronx Tale shirt is like one of my favorites.
Oh my God. Bronx Style, Be More Chill.
Be More Chills, yeah.
And so we got a shirt.
We got a window card, of course.
Naturally.
And we got
A magnet. They have like two types of magnets,
yeah,
I guess. But this
two
is
types
the
of
one.
magnets, two types of shirts. They have different types of bags too.
Yeah, bags.
Like tote bags.
They have like two types of hoodies, I think. They have like trucker hats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think one of the guys in the show is wearing a hat.
Like a truck hat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think he has on one of the hats.
Oh,
At
we
least
didn't,
it looks like
you know, we didn't even, you know what, even bring up. The Shuck Hat is a pretty small ensemble, like, show. I do feel like we didn't see them enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because of the lack of the numbers, you know, like the big, like, numbers.
Like if they spread the jokes around within everybody,
Yeah.
that could have been funny.
Yeah.
I think that's what made Tootsie funny because everyone got a piece of the
the
funny,
laughs,
of the
yeah.
laughs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tootsie was more of like a
Seemed more like a classical
musical,
like
yeah.
musical. We were watching a review and the lady said it was like a modern day. What she said, Music Man, written by like Twitter, and we don't agree. But yeah, I don't know.
The Music Man is funny.
Yeah, I like. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Not that Shuck was
it's
like
not funny.
like,
I keep yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
hard
don't
to
know.
explain it.
Yeah, we can kind of tell when we're in for something that we're really going to enjoy. I'm thinking like off the bat, like we can tell like what's
Even
gonna,
if the show is
like
perfect.
like
yeah.
case in point, Paradise Square. If you watch our first Paradise Square review, we have our criticisms of the show. Still loved it. Still liked it.
Still was very in shock of how much we did appreciate it,
Yeah.
you know.
And like more like had us talking about it more, and we went back
Yeah.
to see. I don't think we're gonna go. I wouldn't go back to see.
Yeah, we're not gonna repeat attention.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, if someone gave us tickets, like, why not? But to, like, buy tickets to see Shucked again, probably not. And then, Kimberly Akimbo, I mean, as soon as the show started, I was like, ooh, I think we're in for something good.
Yeah.
Color,
we
Color
know pretty
Purple,
soon when we see a show if we're gonna like
like
it
we
or
can
not.
kind of tell. Like, it just is like a feeling. Yeah.
Mean Girls, when we first saw it, I was like, ooh, I really like this.
Oh, that was, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. There was something else that, like, but you know what? This is a new original musical, so that alone is a reason to go see it.
Go see it. You're right about that. Because it's new.
Yep. Original musical. I don't know what's gonna happen with the Tonys, but I don't know. Thanks for watching our review.
Bye.